Hey guys, on with Akil Thomas from the Ontario Reign LA Kings second round draft pick, Toronto Scarborough boy, just like me. So thanks Akil for making the time. I really appreciate it. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty nice day out today. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Yeah. So you're out in California, Southern California. How's that been for you? And I guess tell us a little bit about the team and what's going on.
Yeah, we're not doing too well right now. We're a really young team in the AHL. Like experience kind of wins. So we're definitely struggling quite a bit right now. But it's obviously the whole vibe of the team isn't great when you're losing. But at the end of the day, we're coming home to a house on the beach with palm trees and sun. So it's on the way back. You're like, how tough is life right now, really, because it's awesome out here and it's anything you kind of want. So I'm enjoying my time here. It's my first year pro, so just trying to take it one step at a time. And I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now.
Yeah, obviously a little bit different than spending January, February, March in Toronto, right? That's
yeah,
right, like
it's crazy. Like Christmas Day I spent on the beach and it was nice. It's a different world.
different. Yeah, definitely tough for sure, but hopefully things are moving up and you've got a lot to look forward to, but you've also done a lot in your career. I wanted to ask you a couple big moments that's happened so far, and you're a young guy, but winning gold and scoring that goal versus being drafted by the LA Kings. I kind of wanted to rate those. What would you rate those in terms of your experiences of what was more exciting, or what was more what do you remember most?
Yeah, I would say definitely the goal for sure. So that was like one of my lifetime dreams for sure. Like it was almost on the same level as making the NHL.
Sure.
I grew up watching the World Juniors every year and like idolizing the guys like the TV broadcasters talked about, and I was like, oh my god, like I want to be one of those guys one day. And obviously, I was kind of like a fourth liner on that team, but I made the team and I contributed when it meant the most. So
yeah,
that was definitely definitely better than getting drafted to the Kings for sure, just because it was my dream. And I always kind of, knew I put myself in a good position to kind of get drafted for sure. So it was definitely like unreal to get drafted to the LA Kings. Like that's just, the best, team in my opinion to get drafted to. But
yeah, it kind of just all worked out for you. And I'm sure scoring that goal had a lot to do with being, being where you are today. So I think that's awesome. Next thing I'm gonna ask you is I'm gonna ask you about your Bladetech experience. So we met up this summer for the first time. Had a great sandwich, and then and I gave you a set of blades to try, and you've been on them since. So I guess if you can just share a little bit of your experience of what you've noticed, how it's been better, what's been a little different from just regular steel.
yeah, I think the one thing is like, as I got older and I started to kind of understand equipment, I didn't realize how many blade companies there were out there. Like
Yeah.
it's actually kind of crazy when you think about how many like stick brands there are. There are only like 4 or 5 like main stick brands, and like for blades there's like a ton.
Mhm.
So I didn't really realize that. And so the older I got, and the more of a platform I got approached by a lot of different blade companies. I tried a lot of different ones out,
Yeah.
and they all kind of were just like pretty good. And then when I used Bladetech, like I was like, okay, this is probably like one of the only ones where I actually felt different, and it wasn't just them feeling like pretty good and like the company being like, this is what they do, and then me kind of just being like, all right, like I actually kind of felt it for myself, and they didn't feel like normal, like I guess normal blades. Like
Yeah.
I really liked them, and so it definitely took me like a little bit longer than I expect to kind of use them like every time, because I wanted to figure out like what exactly am I feeling and why do I like them so much. Like I really want to know why I like stuff. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. So I kind of just feel like I'm always kind of pushed forward a little bit. I have that little extra hop, and I feel like I'm like skating fast. Every time I kind of take a step or go for a turn or whatever. So
Yeah, it's almost like you can accelerate quicker. You get to your top speed a little faster, right? From those.
yeah, when I'd switch back to normal blades, like I could feel myself kind of just feeling like I'm a little like little slow here. Like, but when I'd pop the Bladetech ones back in, I would be like, okay, this is how I want to feel out there for sure.
That's cool. That's cool. So I was going to ask you, as part of your process, you switch back and forth, because the beauty with the skates now is that you can do that, right? You can try blades just as easily as like grabbing another stick and trying that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty easy to kind of flip them back and forth, and I kind of enjoyed the experience of figuring out like what exactly do I like about these. So yeah.
Awesome. But you're on them now, and there's no going back. So now that you've had, and I think that's what we try to tell people, is like, once you've had blades that do some work for you, like you get a mechanical advantage, like it's going to be hard to
Yeah.
have blades that don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, go try shooting with a wooden stick now and see how that feels, right? It's going to be the same thing. So, so I'm going to ask you, I'm going to throw you a little tough question. You know, you grew up in Toronto, and we grew up in Scarborough. So very, similar town. And I grew up, honestly, I played a lot of soccer. So I grew up in a very multicultural environment with that. You grew up, you know, playing a high level of hockey. It's a little different. It's definitely a little more dominated by white people, basically.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask what was your personal experience growing up, even though Toronto was very multicultural, but hockey was pretty white. And then the second part of that is kind of, what advice do you give to kids, anybody that has experienced maybe, your phone cut out. What advice do you give to kids for anybody that that might have gone through some stuff that you experienced?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my experience is pretty good. Like I moved to Toronto when I was 11. So in Florida, I was like, I didn't really feel like I was the black hockey player. I just felt like another player. So really good in Florida. Then Toronto, I guess, I did have a lot of like eyes on me and stuff, but I think it's because I was like that kid from Florida who moved to Toronto and was like one of the best right away. So
Yeah,
like that, I definitely kind of felt that way. And if I was treated any differently, like at all, I guess they would have just assumed it was because I was like that Florida kid. So I really didn't have too many bad experiences really at all. It's more like, actually, you know, I guess when I first moved, there was like two instances, but like for me, like I never really kind of took them, you know, bad. I actually took them like the right way. I remember the first couple times I was called something or whatever, like I was actually kind of happy because like I was like, well, that must mean I'm playing really well, right? Like that's just how I took it as a kid. I don't know why, and I don't know, you know, why I kind of thought that way, but like at the time I was just like, well, I'm playing really good, I guess. Like I'm doing something right here.
I guess
So,
for them to pay attention to you, right? Otherwise, if
yeah,
you're not that good, no one really cares one way or the other. So
exactly.
I
So,
think that's great. I think that's an important thing is, you know, you said you took it the right way, and I think you are always in control of how you react to things.
yep.
And I think that's a great lesson that that kids know. And it's not just, you know, it's not just racism. There's a lot of guys that are, you know, highly touted at that age, even 11, 12, that have to deal with a lot of pressure from parents, from coaches, from other parents. So I think that's a really cool experience that you had or the way you took that. I mean, that's pretty mature even at that age. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's it. Then the last question is, I just did this shirt. I want to know what you think.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
Do you support
for
this?
sure. I like that one. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's true, especially you know when
You're
you get
getting
to
paid now.
pro.
You're a pro player. So is this true? Is this one of the number one messages you had as a kid growing up?
It's definitely true. It's definitely
Definitely
true.
true. Awesome. Okay, Akil, thanks for the time. Go have fun at the beach. Enjoy. Hopefully things turn around for you. And yeah, we really appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks.